Hip hop and R&B.
B-Side Radio.
Paragon 7 Studios.
And what they do, I've been on ESPN before. I used to have a show on ESPN.
Yeah.
So they get these people before the show starts and they just say, well, hey, Shannon, you're going to say that LeBron James sucks no matter what happens.
Right.
And you know, James, you're going to be pro LeBron James. So it's kind of like if you were on the debate team. I was on the debate team.
Me too,
at Pine Forge. I think your mom was
Yep.
the orchestrator
She was.
of the debate team.
Yeah.
And we would practice
Still
on
is.
what sides we were going to take and you know, all of that good stuff.
Yeah.
And it's not really organic. It's you know, it's contrived. It's fake. It's fraudulent. It's phony.
Yeah.
It's just not really good TV.
Yeah.
So I like working with and have built my brand on you know, people that I have relationships with.
Yeah.
Because you know, people that I've known and they know me, they know that I'm cool enough to mess with, and if they
Yeah.
won't waste their time chopping it up with me, and it keeps it from being fake.
Yeah.
But it also, you know, leads to good stories because
Yeah.
you know, I surround myself with people that know me. So
Yeah.
I try to people try to
actual history.
perpetrate. You know, I could be perpetrating like I was all that. So I say all the time, just like, yo, I'm not going to get on here and say that when I was in high school, I used to average 40 points a game on the team. It's just like, you know, that's not true. Like, I'm just not, you know, people get a little older and they start to have amnesia. It's just like, when I was in high school, I was the man. You know, all the girls liked me and I was
Yeah.
averaging 50 points a game. And I'm just like,
And people,
like, dude, I
people
went to
could
school
check
with you.
Yeah,
Like,
you did not.
I was like, I was like, that's not even remotely accurate whatsoever. But
Right.
but yeah, it's just so we got Shannon Holt
Yes.
that's rocking with us. You know, said that they were really trying to make an expansion to the brand. You know, shout out to Roku, shout out to Plug TV. That is shout out to David Buster's. You know, all of the groups that sponsor us and have a relationship with the Lance J Show. We just here vibing, you know, just
Yeah.
chopping it up. You were telling us some good stories about your time being overseas and
Yeah.
modeling. Wanted to give you. We were talking before the taping about kind of your passion as far as, you know, getting into holistic living and all of that. This isn't a holistic living show. You're not going to head wrap my show. You know, we're not doing Baduism.
I came with my head wrap ready.
We're not doing that as a brand, but it is something that's very important to you. I want to give you a chance to kind of pontificate.
It's gonna pop out
on
no
that,
matter
'cause
what,
It's a part
I'm
of who
telling
you are. It's a major.
It's gonna come out at odd times.
I think it's very relevant with COVID.
Yes.
I'm a healthcare executive, so I'm very you know, adept and done a lot of studies on COVID.
Yeah.
And I think there is some value to, you know, I call it the plandemic, I call it the scamdemic,
Yeah.
you know, call it all of those things.
Yeah.
I don't know what the powers that be are doing. I know that every time I see
Yeah.
Bill Gates on CNN, he's got a hard on under the table.
Yeah,
You know,
totally.
he's spanking it under the table.
Totally. I
Because
just saw a new
he
video
wants
of
to
him
chip
with today.
everybody, so he's just giddy
Yeah.
about the attention that he's getting. And I think it's funny because he's from his compound in Redmond, Washington, where he has servants
Yeah.
bringing him food.
Yeah.
You know, people are stupid enough to politicize it
Yeah.
and think that if you wear a
Yes.
mask, you have to be a Democrat
Yes.
to wear a mask,
Yes.
or a Republican if you don't want to wear a mask.
Yes.
Just a quick story. I was one of those people that was masked 100% of the time at first. And I still wear a mask if I'm in public, in a really big public place. I don't shame people that choose not to wear a mask. But I was out, Shannon, I was out in Phoenix before coming here. It was 113 degrees outside. I had to make several series of runs. I had a mask on for probably 5 consecutive hours.
Jesus.
I was in Walmart and I almost passed out.
Yeah. Yes.
I literally could not breathe.
Yes.
So I could die of COVID. Now,
Yeah.
the stats say I have a 99.7% chance of living if I get it.
Yeah.
But I'm definitely going to die today if
Yeah.
I don't get any oxygen. So there'll be none of me for COVID
Exactly.
to finish off if I die of hypoxia
Exactly.
today. And I see people wearing masks in their cars and stuff like that. It's just
Yeah.
you're not going to get it
No.
from yourself. So people just need to use common sense. You know, I think
Yeah.
if you're going in a Kroger or Walmart or something, you want to protect yourself. I'm all for that.
Right.
The whole concept of I can't pump gas without wearing a mask. I reject that.
Yeah.
It is not healthy, and I'm a healthcare clinical expert.
Exactly.
It's not healthy to wear a mask 24 hours a day.
It is not.
They think that they're going to put people back into the office and they're going to be wearing a mask all day. That's not healthy.
No.
And I would not recommend that. I would actually rather stay at home.
Me too.
Than go out and wear a mask, when it's 90 degrees and, 90% humidity like it is out here. What do you think with COVID? You talk about natural healing, and I really wanted to give you a chance to shine. I think you and I were both talking. I feel like I'm pretty sure that I've had it. And you said you're pretty sure that you've had it.
Totally.
I had all of the symptoms back in, February before we even knew what COVID was.
Yeah.
I just used my natural instinct, which was to load up on vitamins and load up on detoxify.
Yeah.
And, I was taking so much vitamin C that, I could just feel it in my sinuses. I was just really loading up on vitamins for weeks.
Yeah.
And I felt really bad for about 2 weeks and kind of started to feel better. And after 5 weeks, I felt completely like myself. And it was just, I never went to the doctor.
Yeah.
I had some real bad chest pain and felt like an elephant was sitting on my chest and I didn't know what it was. But I've been, and this is me as a healthcare expert talking, I've never been high on putting people on respirators. I think that that's terrible. That completely destroys your immune system. There's no way that you can fight for yourself.
No.
If you're on a respirator and you have a nurse working for you 24 hours a day.
The lungs give up.
And, then you have a chance. But if you're on a respirator and you're in a crowded room with, another 30 people in that ward that are on respirators, nurses only come in to check on you, once every other hour for 5 minutes. You're going to die.
Yeah.
If that happens, I take my chances at home. If I'm going to die, I'm going to die in my living room, watching TV, playing video games or stuff that I'm not. I do not want to die handcuffed next to 30 other people, or in some tent city, in Brooklyn or on some naval base or something like that. What do you think holistically? What should people be doing to combat COVID? Not just physically, but the mental torture that COVID has put on people, and we don't really talk about that enough.
Yeah.
All of this stay-at-home stuff, suicide's up.
Yeah.
Opioid abuse up, spousal abuse up, depression up, pornography usage, all of the bad categories that are markers of people that are in poor mental health are all up significantly over the last 90 days, 120 days.
Yeah.
What do you feel as a person that's really into health and wellness is a better manner to approach the situation?
Well, there's a lot of things to that. So, and without getting into who mandated it, why, I don't think we should focus too much on the why. It does not matter. Right. The fact of the matter is we are in this situation now, and the most important thing is to understand what fear does to a body and to the immune system. And it lowers the immune system. Any morale that your body has to fight off anything, the body is so fucking powerful. This is when I get passionate about stuff. It's so powerful and so smart and so strong that the only thing that can keep it from healing is our own mentality and the own belief that we cannot heal, or that something is going to kill us, or that a lot of people are dying from something. More people that are, we hear that more people are dying from it than that actually are. The numbers are inflated, so that increases our fear, which decreases our ability to actually heal from something. The more afraid you are of something, the more liable you are to actually die from it. So the fear is
paralyzing.
It's paralyzing. And I'm constantly on my Instagram and I'm getting yelled at all the time, and I do not care, because fear is one of the most low vibrations that you can have on this planet. It's a low energy. Love is the most powerful. And so the most important thing is to get away from that fear. Don't be sad. Don't feel bad about having fear. Fear is a very real emotion. It is what it is. But face it. Get the facts, understand where that fear is coming from, and then think positively. If you literally can come out of the fear mentality, then you can start Googling how many people are actually surviving this thing.
Right.
And that's where, you have got to take your power back. Otherwise, you have no chances of survival. None. And we're walking around with these masks on. That is lowering our immune system. It's causing us to rebreathe in our carbon. I always mix this up. monoxide.
Both
carbon dioxide.
And I'm not an anti-masker.
I'm not either.
I'm one of the people that says you got to do whatever it takes to make yourself feel comfortable,
right,
mentally and emotionally. I am anti. I'm not going to shame someone for not wearing a mask while I'm walking around through Best Buy to get a tripod for these cameras. I'm not going to shame the next person.
Never. I would never.
Because I don't know what their immune system is.
Right.
I don't know their situation.
Yes.
I do think, so I've talked frequently on the show. You have one side, Fox News is basically saying, go out, go party, do everything, go to bars, go get coronavirus.
Right.
If you die, it doesn't matter to me because I'm Sean Hannity. I'm in my compound in New York, and I have servants that bring me all my food. So I don't. I'm Laura Ingraham. I'm not going outside. But you can go outside. Mm-hmm. President Trump, he's wearing a mask off camera, but not wearing a mask on camera. And he has his bunker at the White House that if everything goes haywire, he just goes underground, a couple 100 feet into his secure bunker. Then you have the other side. You have the fear porn on CNN, where everyone is, if you leave your living room, you are going to die within 72 hours. And we were fed that for months, weeks and weeks and months, to where finally, Shannon, I was Cloroxing my house so much that I was starting to get nauseous from the Clorox. And then it's just like, is this really a good idea?
No.
And then it becomes pragmatic. It's like, does it really make sense?
Those are toxins. Yeah.
Does it really make sense if I get a package from Amazon? I got to sit it out there for 5 days. That doesn't really make a lot of sense.
It doesn't.
That it's just going to live on the surface.
Exactly.
And it's going to get me. So I like to really focus on kind of being in the middle and using your common sense.
Right.
Being pragmatic.
Yeah.
It's good to have good hygiene and wash your hands.
Yeah.
And, if you're, I'm not a big sanitizer takes care of everything guy. But if I'm somewhere and touch something I know a lot of people have touched, then, I'm going to be a little bit careful. But it's just silly, the concept that I can't sit 10 feet away from my parents and talk to them like I'm sitting here 10 feet away from you, talking to you. And if I do, that I'm going to kill them or potentially kill myself. We should have never really shut down the entire society.
No.
And that's kind of like a threshold that I don't know if we'll ever cross back, because we've already established that we can shut the entire globe down and the economy down and all of the jobs lost and all of those things for something that has a 99.7 survival rate. That just seems really bad.
It just does not make sense.
Yeah, it doesn't make sense.
It literally doesn't. And if people would just think for themselves, and I've been saying this since the very beginning, turn off the damn TV for a
TV
while.
is rough.
Turn off the news and social media distance for a while.
Yep.
Because we're getting fed the same information on social media that we're getting fed on these bullshit television news channels that are all owned by the same people.
Yeah, all owned by the same people.
So it's like...
A lot of people don't realize that either. The people that own Fox News and the people that own CNN are probably playing golf right now on the yacht.
Yes, of course.
They're taking the same helicopter.
Yes.
They're taking the Epstein helicopter to the yacht in
and
the
they
Pacific.
got the chick, by the way, today.
I saw
morning.
that. I saw that.
Awesome.
I saw that. They're all...
See how long it takes for her to kill herself.
Right, exactly. She will definitely commit suicide by shooting herself in the head 13 times.
Exactly.
That's definitely going to happen to her.
100%.
But all these people have the same big agenda, and they're all owned by the same people, which is why I think you and I are in agreement. I don't get too riled up over politics,
right?
This
Same.
and that.
I used to.
People are like, Trump is a racist. I don't know Trump.
Right.
I don't know if he's a racist.
Right.
I know that he depends on racists to be elected.
Right.
Because those are open racists. Those are the people that said, "Hey, we're racist.
Yeah.
Get off our block. Porch monkey." Like those are open racists. I'm not assuming that everyone that votes Republican is a racist, or everyone that looks at Fox News is a racist.
Right. Exactly.
But I know that Trump panders to anytime David Duke says, "Hey, this is my guy.
Right.
this is my brother.
Yeah.
Like, I have his back to the end." Well, those are racist.
And anytime you don't take any opportunities to speak out against something that's really fucked up, you know what I mean?
But on the other end, people think that there are no racists in a Democratic Party, and that's ridiculous.
It's so ridiculous.
If you go and look at Hillary Clinton's record and Joe Biden's record,
both of them played the "you got to vote for me if you're black" card. You know, come on.
Right? They're not.
Which one of them said I'm blacker than Obama? One of them said that.
I think Joe Biden said, well, maybe Joe Biden said on Breakfast Club recently that if you don't vote for me, he's questioning your blackness.
My brother sent me that because I didn't actually believe that it happened.
Oh yeah, he said.
And my brother sent it to me, and I was like, you cannot be serious.
He said it, and I think that everyone has their own agenda.
Right.
I think that people, you talk about, using common sense. Yeah. Reading for yourself,
being aware,
pushing away from social media.
Yeah. Because it's just an extension of the news.
Yeah, don't be an echo chamber, and come to conclusions for yourself.
Yeah,
like whatever is best for what's going on in your community and in your tax bracket and your law. I mean, we just don't want to have extreme. I don't want labor unions to completely dominate the supply chain where everything costs 3 times as much. Yeah, but I don't want them chaining 7-year-olds to machines and making them work 60 hours a week like they used to do before labor unions. So there has to be some level of balance. And I think with social media, coronavirus and all the time home, it's really kind of tilted the balance away because there's just no balance right now. It's just, you're just at home all day looking at the news outlets that you want to tell you what you already believe. Yeah. And then you're communicating with your friends on social media who, for the most part, believe what you believe. Yeah. And, it's funny you talk about pushing away. I've had people in my family get depressed, and I was just like, look, you gotta get off social media. Get off the news. Like,
just turn it off.
I was in my pool.
Yeah,
I wasn't even thinking about it. Like I was out hiking.
Yes.
And I was in my pool. Like people were asking me. Someone asked me about what's the count of coronavirus in your state. I was like, yo, I don't even know.
I have no idea. I don't know any of these.
I haven't looked it up. Really. I haven't looked that up in weeks.
It's just
because it would just drive you crazy.
It will
if you go over
because
that
it's
stuff
so
over
negative focused. Again, we're not hearing how many people are recovering from it. We're hearing about the surge and the spikes in the death toll or the number of cases, and you cannot trust that. You just can't. It's not balanced reporting. That's one of the things that I realized when I was traveling a lot was how biased the news and media was in the United States. When I was traveling, literally, this is how they report the news. And such and such, and da-da-da-da-da. They don't bring on 50 experts to come and reiterate their point over and over again and hammer it in. And experts, I use that term extremely lightly. So that was one of the hugest things that I realized was how biased our media was. And I had no idea. For the people who are thinking that they are thinking for themselves, if you are constantly watching the news, you're incapable of thinking for yourself. Right. It's literally programming that you do not realize is happening. Agenda, and I can say that because I was glued to news for years. Right. And I thought I was thinking critically about this stuff. And it was not until I turned it off. I didn't turn it off till the beginning of this year. I turned it off in January. As I brought in the new year, I was highly encouraged. I was highly inspired.
I turned it off with Trump. I had Trump derangements.
I wasn't watching. I couldn't stand looking at his face or hearing his voice.
I'm a very rare African American Republican. I've been a Republican most of my adult life.
My brother has been.
I'm not ashamed of that. I'm very liberal socially. Yeah. I support the LGBTQ. Agenda. They don't got to enforce it on me. I don't want my 6-year-old deciding if he wants to be a boy or a girl every day. I'm not really into that.
But a lot of people aren't, but I think that reality.
I think that the LGBTQ community should have rights, and I support their right to have rights. Yeah. And, I stand shoulder to shoulder with them on that. I mean, they're people. I will not equate it with the black struggle. I mean, until you've been chained up to boats and stacked like cargo to ship over, I'm not going to give you that. But, people we were talking, people will hijack your agenda. Everybody wants to do their own thing. So it's just somebody called me a liberal because I wasn't a Trump supporter. And I was just like, I'm not a liberal. It's like I'm a Republican.
So many boxes.
I've been, a Republican pretty much my whole adult life. I mean, I voted for Barry because he was black. I was going to vote for him, unless he vomited on the stage or said that that whatever, if he got elected, he was going to start killing everybody. I was going to vote for him, and I might have still voted for him, even if he had done those things. But I've ripped Barack Obama on the show. I couldn't stand his foreign policy. There are a lot of things about Obama that I didn't like as far as leadership, and I think that's fair game. But this whole binary view that you either accept everything that I'm, or you're on the other
against
side,
it, you're an enemy.
That's not how life works.
It's not.
It's everyone has their own experiences.
Absolutely.
People have asked me. People DM me all the time about the shows. You should talk about this. And then someone asked me, it's like, what do you think about like abortion? I'm just like, I'm not a female, so I should probably just keep my mouth shut.
I love that you said
that.
Dave
Chappelle.
I love that you
just
said
like,
that.
what do I have to say? Like,
right.
I don't have anything to say on abortion. Like,
Thank you.
If someone is pro that, like,
right.
I'm a man, so
right,
I'm not carrying. I've never had to deal with that.
Exactly.
So, I'm not going to tell a woman what she should do with her body.
Exactly.
Regardless of what my opinion is, it's just not my place to impose that because it's something that doesn't impact me directly.
Yeah.
And I'm not going to be judgmental, and I'm not going to run my mouth and talk about that type of stuff on the show. And that's just kind of my view of it. But everything is so politicized and hijacked these days. It's just
unbelievable.
It's just really, really, really difficult.
It is difficult.
It's difficult. So I agree with you. I think that pushing away from television is definitely a critical.
It's so
component.
critical. It's so critical.
That's really, really, really smart. What are some of the things that you're doing to kind of keep your mental sharp during this time? I mean, you travel a lot, and you traveling is dead.
I ain't traveling at all
now. Are limited.
I got shut down. I couldn't get back in Sweden.
Right. So it's just probably hard to get from where you need to be. And what are you doing now? What are you really focusing on now?
Yeah. I am and have been for a very long time quite a loner. I love being by myself. Yeah. My friends know that about me. I have long moments. Yeah, I think people assume I'm an extrovert.
Super extrovert.
Yeah, people think that I'm not.
I didn't know that.
I have very extroverted tendencies, but I have to balance it out with extreme introvertedness where I don't, so
you like doing paddleboard yoga out in the sea in the middle by yourself and stuff like that. It's kind of
yeah. I mean, I didn't know how to explain it when I was younger.
I'm a big time extrovert.
Are you? So you don't need like the downtime.
I love being around people.
Listen, don't get me wrong. I love being around people, but I equally love and probably more so love being by myself. Okay. And I can stay in my house for weeks and not come out and be happy as hell. Wow. Happy as a lark. And people don't realize that about me. And when I was younger,
you've enjoyed this time.
Oh God, yeah. Oh my God.
Rest, little mental.
I was in isolation before Corona hit. I brought in the New Year in isolation. I felt that I wanted to just be alone and connect with God and meditate. Okay. And so I was already there, and now I understand why I was led to do that, because it was preparing me for being able to receive this, complete lifestyle change with complete open arms and a positive attitude. So I thank God for that, that prep work. But no, I love being by myself, and it's I used to apologize for it because my friends from high school and college used to be like, I called you 3 months ago. You're just now returning my call. And I'd be so apologetic, like a bad person, because...
We're going to talk a little bit about high school.
Let's do it. Let's do it. Let's do it.
We're going to cut to a break.
Okay.
And then Shannon and I went to the same high school together. So, I'm sure that you've lived a very prosperous life since and don't really remember a lot of things that happened in high school.
There are a lot I don't.
High school was the pinnacle for me. So I remember everything from high school.
You're one of those. You're like Mila.
I have no life. I have not as bad as Mila. Like
Mila is like,
I remembers the day and what people were wearing.
Yes, she does.
What the color. And I'm not as good as Mila. But,
she does.
But we're going to talk a little bit about some of the old
Milo's
school
my
days.
best friend, everybody. Shout out.
Right after these messages, Lance J Show.
You are listening to the Lance J Radio Network.
For another pit sandwich and potato salad. I'll go a few more. You want that? Medium rare, a lot of horseradish. All right. I did, little man. Thinking he might get weak on that cop getting shot.
Yeah? Where's the body?
Druid Hill, behind the reptile house. Get back in the weeds, we might go find what's left of him.
All right, that's 7. What else you got?
How about them witnesses? The security lady, and what's his name? The maintenance man.
Gant?
Yeah, Gant.
You did Gant alone.
Got a tater salad, how about slaw?
You're listening to the Lance J Radio Network.
Protect your personal information. Call my guys down at Second Eye IT Security for your business, personal, and technology needs. These consummate professionals have 20 years of both private and public sector experience. I personally use this product to protect my financial information from the cesspool of charlatans, hackers, and scam artists on the World Wide Web. For a free consultation, go to www.secondEYEITsecurity.com. Tell them that the Wolf of Wall Street sent you and receive a special discounted offer.
James Lewis.
There's so many people walking around with the Best Buy Polo. Then you have the Sprint people. Then you have the Geek Squad people. Then you have
Geek Squad.
the Cox Cable people.
Right.
So there are 38 people walking around at Best Buy doing absolutely nothing.
Rampage, the first lieutenant of the Universal Flipmode Squad.
Can we say
No, we can't. We can't say that. We cannot say that.
Okay.
We shouldn't say that.
Okay.
I'm not saying that.
You're listening to the Lance J Radio Network.
Paragon 7 Studios.
Here we go. Prepare your radio to be blast. 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. You now tuned in to the Lance J Radio Show.
Live from the Paragon 7 Studios. You're listening to the Lance J Radio Network.
We are honored and privileged here on the Lance J Radio Network this week. Rampage, we've been building up this strip for quite some time, man.
Yep.
And this is the culmination of a lot of hard work, a lot of dedication. We out here at David Buster's. Shout out to David Buster's.
Yep.
Out here taking good care of us. My man Ramp got the blue slushie.
You know I got the blue slushies.
Shout out to my man Chris Franco.
Yep.
For setting this all up.
Big up, Chris.
We are out here making stuff happen. We're not playing no games out here. We're not playing no games. So this is the first interview
Right.
back from the COVID pandemic.
Right.
Everybody's been hiding in their basement.
True.
Hoping that their family, especially the family back east.
Right.
Those are Chi-Town. I know my mom's from Chi-Town. I got a lot of fam in New York and New Jersey. They're
Big up.
really struggling with this. Big up to all of them. We wanted to come out the gate with something special.
And this is definitely special.
We wanted to come out the gate letting people know on Plug TV that we're not playing games.
No
or
games.
Roku that we're not playing games. So
No games.
We go straight out the gate to one of the heaviest hitters. I know that we down with Free Agent Radio, and that's part of the heavy hitters.
Right.
But this is a real heavy hitter.
Real heavy hitter.
This is Tim Seay.
Right.
For mayor, the future. I'm just gonna call it the future mayor of Phoenix.
Real 100.
Now Phoenix,
Spill.
Metro Phoenix is 4.5 million people.
Wow.
So we're not talking about the mayor of Cave Creek.
No.
We're not talking about the mayor of Anthem.
No.
We're not talking about the mayor of Sun City.
No.
We're talking about a brother in these ridiculous times where you have brothers being exterminated
Right.
by the other man, which we're going to talk about later explicitly. But I'm privileged, man. We've had some great guests on the show, but this is a privilege and a pleasure. We got Tim Seay,
Yes.
running for mayor in Phoenix.
Yes.
Welcome to the Lance J Radio Network, Lance J Show, Mix
Yes.
Show Madness. Welcome to the franchise. I'm
Yes.
honored, sir. Thank you for joining us.
Well, thank you so much. I definitely appreciate it. And let me do my job first.
Man.
I do run an organization.
Right.
And I have to bring greetings to my organization first.
Absolutely.
So let me bring greetings to the most wishful Prince Hall Grand Lodge of Arizona Jurisdiction Corporation and its foundation.
Definitely.
Where I humbly and tenaciously serve as the Grand Master, President, CEO, Conservative of the state of Arizona, and mayoral candidate for the 5th largest metropolitan city in the United States.
That's right. That's right.
It's called power.
It's so great to have you on the show, and we're going to get right into it. First of all, thank you for your time. Thank you for coming out. I see that you're out here with the mask on, and Rampage doesn't get political. I like to get political, though. I want to first, before we get into your platform, I want you to talk about your interest. Ramp told me that you were really, really into hip-hop music and really into the whole culture of hip-hop. I just want to know, who did you start listening to? Like, I don't know your era. I don't know how old you are. Where are you from? What got you into the hip hop game? I know for me, I tell Ramp all the time. When I was listening on Power 99 to Big Daddy Kane, I was 9 years old. I heard Ain't No Half Steppin', and then I saw the video. He had the 4-finger ring on. He had the gold rope on, and I was like, yo, I gotta mess with this hip hop thing. When did you start messing around with hip hop?
Well, I think you're trying to get me to tell my age, but I'm gonna go all the way back to the Sugar Hill game.
Why not?
All right.
Why not?
Nothing wrong with that.
I'm not trying to tell my age, but that song was about 13 minutes long. I learned the whole song, and that's the way it began for me.
Wow.
And then I moved up a little bit. Got with Busta Rhymes and Rampage.
What?
I got with Biggie Small and going towards B.I.G. I got with Tupac.
Come on, man. My mayor know you can't flip it on my mayor, man. My mayor know what it is.
Right.
He listened to Paid in Full. I'm in his office. We jumping off Paid in Full. I'm like, yo, mayor, what you know about that? He was like, yo, that's classic. What you mean?
That's amazing.
That's old. I hate to say it, but that was old school.
That's good music.
Yeah, that's good music. That's real music.
So
I used to mix it with R&B, and that was the lick then.
Man.
And I got my baby here. I listen to
First Lady.
Biggie Smalls, and she always say "baby, baby" to me. So
I love it. I love it.
My guy.
Tim, when did kind of give us a background? Where are you from? Are you from Metro Phoenix? Did you grow up back east? Where are you from, and how did you end up getting into politics and into a leader in a Masonic organization? Like, kind of give the watchers on TV and the listeners on radio your matriculation, how you move from platform to platform.
Well, I'm originally from Chicago, and
That's what I thought.
moved here in Phoenix in 2000. January 1st, 2000. And coming from Chicago, coming here to Phoenix was a big difference to me. Where we come from, Chicago.
What part of
New
Chicago?
York,
My
LA.
mom's from the South Side.
That's where I was born.
Oh, no doubt.
And so I came here, and ended up. I was married at the time, and we stayed here. But my wife ended up going back to Chicago, and I ended up staying here. So it was time for me to
I
grow
did
some
one of
new
your
grass.
moves. I never went back.
Yeah, see?
I love the weather.
Well, I said she went back. I stayed here. I started growing some new grass. And I'm an electrical engineer by trade, and I started working at SRP, and I moved up the ranks at SRP, became their top manager, and then I got into the Masonic organization, and I worked my way up to the rank, and now I'm one of the top Masons in the United States.
Yeah, I mean, one of the things about that I find very intriguing, and a lot of people, it's taboo to talk about Freemasonry. People have their thoughts about Freemasonry one way or the other, but I think it's very interesting and dope. Instead of hiding the fact that you're a Freemason and involved in that, you really use that as a part of your platform. And when I did my research on you, you talk about how you can use those connections that you've made over the years, everything that you've built over the years to make Phoenix a better city. I want to give you a chance to talk about that.
Sure. Most people really don't understand about Freemasonry. What we do is we take good men and make them better. And we're benevolence to serving the community, which a lot of people don't understand. That's what we do. We serve the community. We fundraise. We give out scholarship. We help the needy. So all these things that moving into the mayor's position for us taking care of the homeless, affordable housing, I do that anyway.
Wow.
So you might as well give me the title to go with it.
Real talk.
Tell us a little bit. So tell us a little bit about your platform and your political side. Would you call yourself a liberal? Would you say that you're a conservative? Are you kind of a centrist? What is Tim Seay's platform and what you stand for, not just in the community, but as far as your overall politics and your governmental jurisdiction side?
Okay, what I do like to do is tell most people I'm really not a politician. I'm a humanitarian, and all that ties together. So people ask me, do I know anything about politics? Sure, I know about proclamation, resolution. I know about how it's structured and things like that. So the community asked me to move into this position, and I took on that challenge. Now, for us, a platform, it remains the same. I'm not afraid to say it. It's time for us to get to the table.
Absolutely.
Real talk.
Absolutely.
And most people are afraid to say that.
Absolutely.
And, most people are afraid to say, well, don't tell them that you're black. I am black.
Right.
That's self-evident.
Tell it is.
And,
that's what it is. 100.
I'm not black. I'm
nothing to run from.
Educated, and
Right.
I can handle the positions that need to be handled. Now, for as a platform, I'm sticking to affordable housing.
Okay.
We also got to think about the safety of the city. More especially what's going on today in Phoenix and around the United States.
Right.
We have to promote some safety, and we're going to have to get some training up to protect what we have.
Right.
And this culture is different. We're not honored the most things that other cultures are. So we have to work hard, and we also have to promote ourselves to get to that level. So the platform is I'm gonna work on affordable housing. I'm gonna stick to training. Safety for the city is a big plus. And the other one is what most people are scared to say is we need to get to the table where we can get some benefits.
Absolutely.
Real talk.
We got to protect our small business.
Absolutely.
Exactly what you're doing here. We have to promote what we have to promote. Other people are already satisfied of what's going on, but I'm not.
Right.
So I have to make that change. And to make a change, you got to get out there to make that change.
What do you think, and I hate to be cliche, it's just when you see what's going on in society, and you kind of touched on it a little bit, we've had, just in the last 2 weeks, we've had several terrible incidents with police and African-American males that have come to light. One of them just being this week, that's just so sickening, it's hard to even talk about it, to see someone's life choked out of them on camera. What are your thoughts about the police state here in Phoenix? I mean, we recently had, just last summer, we had a shooting over at Dollar General because an individual, her daughter, I think, took a Snickers bar or something like that, and police actually shot a black female. Even in Mesa, you had a white male who was shot like a dog in an apartment complex after being complicit. After doing everything the police officer told him to do, he was still shot like 15 times and died on the scene. What are your thoughts as the leader, the future leader of Phoenix? What will you do to kind of tone down police relations and make it more of a team-based environment? Because Ramp and I talk all the time. I've had great experiences with police out here in Phoenix. I lived in Biltmore. I live in Anthem now. I've had really, really good experiences. But there's so many people that get off on the wrong foot. And for us, a traffic ticket can result in a fatality. What will you do to make Phoenix safer as far as the police interaction with not just citizens across the board, but particularly African Americans and Latinos?
I'm going to keep it real when I say this. There's different situations all over the country what's going down, and our black males are dying.
Right.
So we need somebody to get in there that can actually communicate with these issues. And I'm not taking anything from the current mayor, but if she hasn't been in police brutality or she hasn't been a paycheck from being homeless, how can she have any empathy about that? How can she bring that to the table and be real where somebody's going to listen to her?
Right.
And I believe I can bring that voice and have a communication with the police department, the fire department, and things of that nature to deal with that. And you got to remember, and I'm not afraid. I come from Chicago. I'm not running from anybody. You know what I mean? So when I come to the table, I want to be heard. Right. And if it's something that's dealing with my culture and my people, I'm not afraid to speak on that. and you can't be afraid to speak on that. Most people got to understand, when I come into this position, I don't owe nobody anything.
100.
I don't. The powers of be it's not going to get me there. The powers of be can't control what I say. Only thing that's going to control what I say is actually the voters. It's time for the voters to step up to the plate and put some representation in there to be represented.
Absolutely. Who, if you're listening or watching on Plug TV, this is the Lance J Show. We have the Honorable. I'm already going to call him the Honorable Tim Seay in the booth with us, talking about his candidacy for mayor of Phoenix in 2020. Tell us a little bit about the individuals that manage your campaign and where your headquarters is. What are you doing as far as your campaign, and what are some of the spots? What's a typical day for someone such as yourself that's really building those bridges to prepare for the fall when you make that full run?
You know, that's an excellent question, because when I actually decided to run for mayor, I had all these regular people of campaigns that ran campaigns discuss me how I should run it. But it wasn't from the heart. It was about a paycheck. So, and I wasn't afraid to tell them that. I asked them, have you ran a campaign? And they said, yeah, I ran the last mayor, the mayor before that. And I said, well, have you ever ran a campaign for a black mayor? And they told me, no, it's all the same. It's not the same.
It's not the same.
Right. It's a completely different. Are you going to be able to speak for me when I'm not there?
Right.
And they said, well, that's not my job. Okay, then I don't need you working for me.
Real tough.
Wow. What I did is I got a young crew of professionals that knew nothing about campaigns, but they were able to get their hearts into it, and let's make it work. So it's a learning experience for us all, because I'm going to tell you right now, the gatekeeper's not showing me anything, and that's okay. Because once I learn it, I'm showing everybody. So it's been a tricky process. I got a young crew from 18 to 21 that's out there getting it,
grassroots,
learning it.
Grassroots.
Then I got a 25 to 35 that's out there getting it. Then I got a 45 to 55. So all of those are new to the campaign, but I've got all the right qualities to get it done. A video person, you know, I got with Rampage, and he's gonna get with the.
That's a great move.
You know, with the hip hop crew.
Absolutely.
I got senior citizens that I'm working with them, and I'm also working with the youth. I work with the youth with the Knights of Pythagorean anyway. So it is a building process, but it's working. It's really working. And these people that's on the outside that's trying to stop my campaign team, they don't know anything about them, so they can't approach them.
Right.
And vice versa. You can't be sold out because they don't know them.
You can't sabotage when you working under the cover.
And I'm having it at the Grand Lodge, and if you come through that door, I better know you. I better know you.
No doubt, no doubt. What do you think, Phoenix? I think Phoenix is, as a person that's been here for 3 years, Phoenix is a great city. There are a lot of people from back east that got tired of the cold. They came out here. But I tell Rampage all the time, I talk about on the sports show, I make fun of Phoenix sports talk teams because it's not very organic. When you go to a Cardinals game, I was at a Cowboys-Cardinals game a couple of years ago. Ezekiel Elliott ran for a 50-yard touchdown. 80% of the stadium cheered. And then on the next drive, Carson Palmer was the quarterback. He threw a touchdown to Larry Fitzgerald. Half of the stadium booed the Cardinals. And I was like, I've never seen anything like that. Growing up back east, you're from Chicago. You imagine somebody coming in and booing the Bears or Rampage, somebody booing or Jordan or booing the G-Men at home. That would never happen. It'd be a
you wouldn't
fight.
even leave the building.
You wouldn't make it out of the building.
Real tough.
Phoenix is a growing city. People come out here. They love it. They stay here. It has so much potential to bring in business because of the weather. Its proximity to LA, its proximity to Vegas, its proximity to San Diego. What are some of the things you see in the big picture for the city of Phoenix? Like what can we do here? Is it tech? Is it what type of businesses can we bring into Metro Phoenix that nobody else is doing, especially in a post-coronavirus world where we're all looking at everything differently?
Well, let me start with this with unity and solidarity. Now, I'm going to do a simple math. this is what we're gonna do. Simple math. And 1 and 1 always equal 2. I become mayor of Phoenix, right?
Right.
Man, the mayor of Phoenix listen to hip hop.
What I tell you, Lance?
Mayor listen to old school, right?
Throwback classics.
Mayor know about police brutality, right?
100.
Mayor know about business, 501c classes. The mayor know all these things that can help a country, right?
Right.
And also the mayor is tied in with the United States and the Masonic War. So my resources is plentiful.
It's unlimited.
And once I become mayor, you don't think people coming here to Phoenix?
Of course.
They coming here to represent.
Of course.
You got an African American mayor that's is in touch with everybody.
It's called
and
Checkmate.
He real?
Right.
Oh, they coming. They coming.
Also,
and,
also, by you becoming mayor, building up these homes and stuff like that, there's more jobs for us to do.
Right.
That's number one. Plus, he's endorsing Plug TV, and that's going to be we the new BET capital, and we doing it right here with my guy.
Ground up.
Plus, what I love about my guy is he's always 100, and he going to tell you straight what the truth is. And he's not like no other man. He's not gonna hide. He don't hide. He don't run. He gonna tell you straight what it is.
And if you mess with Tim, I mess with him. So yeah. I'm gonna be down at the spot passing out flyers. We gotta get this man elected.
We need you. We need you to sign up, Lance.
Absolutely. Yeah.
We need everybody to sign up and support my guy, because again, this is a real movement. Land to land, sea to sea, state to state. I want everybody to hear us. The first black mayor of Phoenix. That is major. Never in its history that ever happened. It's going to happen, though.
Paragon 7 Studios.
Hip hop and R&B.
B-Side Radio.